All right, we got 11 veterans this morning that are going to get their Quilts of Valor. And Carol's going to give you a rundown on the Quilts of Valor. It's quite an organization. It's throughout the nation here. There's 70,000 quilters that participate in this, and they've given away more than 140,000 quilts. We're working right now on the World War II, Korean War, and a couple of Vietnam vets. We're trying to get them all. Carol and the girls are going to be stitching and stitching and stitching forever if we. They'll have to bypass all family, Thanksgivings and stuff like that. Make quilts for us. What I'd like to do this morning, we don't have a flag in here. I'm sorry about that. But I believe that direction right there is east. And I'd like you to face east, and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll get this thing going, okay? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go make some coffee because you guys are real coffee drinkers. I need a lot of coffee this morning. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Carol Carr, Quilter, Material Girls.
I'd like first to say welcome and happy Veterans Day week. And we're glad to have all of these veterans with us.
Louder.
Does this microphone is just attached to you? Oh. Okay. I'm glad that we can have all of these veterans here with us. I consider this whole week Veterans Week rather than just Veterans Day. It's a special week for me also. I am part of the Material Girls Quilt Club that's in Wisconsin Rapids. Besides Quilts of Valor, we also do palliative care quilts for Riverview Hospital, and then some other smaller items during the year. But those are our two main emphasis service projects. There are probably 40 to 50 of us at any given time. In the wintertime, we're spread out a little between Texas and Arizona and Florida. But we're happy to be working with the Quilts of Valor Foundation. It started in the year 2003 and has grown to be in pretty much every single state and in countries outside of the United States. The quilts are made by quilters just like us and a few other people that are here. And generally it's run through a state-by-state, I don't want to say group, because that way they can handle all of the quilts and the requests for quilts and then make sure that the quilts go out and are awarded. So these particular quilts are not only Wisconsin quilts, as most of them that are given in Wisconsin are, but these are special. These came from Wisconsin Rapids. They're made by people that live here and are in your community every single day. And it just means a little bit more to us to be making them for specific people that we're close to. The foundation has no one that's really paid. They're all volunteers. There is a website that you can go to and find out more information about it. That webmaster gets paid. The other two people that get paid are legal people and that make sure that the money that comes in and goes out, etc., is all what it's supposed to be. Other than that, no one gets a paycheck. your travel, your time, your materials, whatever, it's all volunteers. So it's kind of amazing that it keeps on going the way it does. Our quilts today are being given to veterans from earlier wars and conflicts. There are groups of ladies who decide they want to put a quilt on every single returning veteran at the airport. That's a big deal. And it takes a lot of coordination and a lot of materials and money, etc. So you can kind of get the scope of how big this can and could be. The quilts were originally to help people get through a hard time in their life, to maybe comfort them if they have health issues, but a lot of the ones that we're awarding are to say thank you. Thank you for the service, for the sacrifices you made, for the sacrifices when you left your families, whether you went overseas, whether you stayed stateside, but to say thank you for you. We do appreciate it, and the quilt is just something for you to have to wrap yourself up in and know that you're thanked and loved by all of these people. So not to go into much more because we have 11 people here. Does anyone have any questions right now about the foundation or Material Girls? Okay. There will be, when I call your name, and I have to apologize because some people I got to talk to today, but I didn't get any information on some people, so I'm kind of flying blind on a few people, and I apologize. It won't happen the next time. The quilts are given freely. You get one quilt in your lifetime that's a Quilt of Valor. It will have a label on it that says it's a Quilt of Valor, and it's usually not meant to be hung on a wall. It's to be used. It can be washed. There are instructions on how to wash them and take care of them. It's meant for you to be wrapped up, throw it on your couch, sit on it, whatever you need to do. If you'd like it on your bed, go for it. Now, there's a man making coffee that has a Quilt of Valor. Sometime ask him where his quilt is. I know there's a reason it's where it is, but it's kind of interesting. I think that's all we need to know. So, if you are ready to start, the quilt will be brought up on stage and you'll get to see the front and the back, and it'll be behind the person who's going to receive it. At that time, it will be photographed, and later with your families, you can take all the pictures you want. This one is for us. The quilts will then be brought down to the veteran, and they will be asked to stand, and they will be wrapped in their quilt. Well, if they can't stand, that's okay, as long as you remind us they can't stand. They will also be given a certificate that says they have been awarded this quilt. Can I have one of those just to read? Actually, the first one. Yeah. Just go ahead and pull it out.
Oh, it's sealed.
It's sealed.
We've never sealed them, so. Yeah. Okay, well, once it's opened, well, oh, not too bad. All right. They look like this. And it says to Dave Bartkowiak. Did I do okay? On behalf of the Quilts of Valor Foundation, in recognition of your service and sacrifice for this nation, it's a privilege to honor and comfort you through the award of this Quilt of Valor. Though we may never know the depth of your sacrifice to protect and defend the United States of America, as a gesture of gratitude from a grateful nation, we award you this Quilt of Valor. Okay, we got a quilt. And what I know about Dave is that he was in the Navy, he served in Vietnam, he was in 1967 to 70. The first 2 years he was in Hawaii at an air station on the field. He set up planes before they took off. He also guided them as to where to go when they were coming in. He then spent 18 months in Vietnam doing aviation fuels and arming the planes. Oh, I can do that. You go ahead.
Scared me. Good.
Okay, we're skipping Barbara for now.
Oh,
We're waiting for someone.
okay.
We're skipping Barbara. She's got someone that hasn't come yet.
The next is Eric Gulke, and I didn't get a chance to talk with him. I know that he was in the Army in Korea, and he served from 1949 to 1953. So, Eric, do you have anything else you would like to tell us? I think maybe he can't hear us.
Is there anything else you want to say about your service?
It's a good experience. I just want to make it clear that it was great.
Yeah. Can you turn it around so he can see it before you wrap him?
Sure, would you like to do that? There you go.
One of my favorites. There.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
The next quilt goes to Phil Hassel. And Phil is here. He served in the Army in World War II. He was in the Army Air Corps. He was stationed in 9 states in the States and was a machinist, and that's all I know. And Phil won't be standing up.
Bill, camera, I want to get a look at her. Smile. Smile. So pretty, you gotta smile.
We'll show it to you. They're washable.
There. That's for you, yes.
It's going to keep you warm.
Thank you.
Might have to tuck this in. Franklin Jacoby. He was in the Army Air Corps also during World War II. In 1943 to 1945, he was stationed in Italy with the 49th Bomber Squadron.
We're gonna wrap you. What happened? Oh, okay.
Pardon me if I hit your head.
Good boy, hon.
Packers don't agree with that.
Your jacket, huh?
Tuck it behind the, there you go. Now it'll stay.
Looks good.
And Emil Kuba. And what I know is that he was in the Army. He served in Korea. He was with a tank outfit from 1951 to 53, the 35th Tank 25th Division.
Oh, good. Sure what she looks like. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
There you go.
thank you.
That's better.
That's cool. I know how much work goes into this because our church puts out 100 quilts every year. And I used to do a lot of sewing for her.
Oh, super.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And Ron Langsdorff, I didn't get to talk to. I know he was in the Army during World War II. Can you tell us what years or where you were stationed?
Can't hear.
Can't hear. Okay.
Japan.
Ah.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's a pretty one, isn't it?
Yes, yes it is. Big star. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
And then we have the two Mann brothers. This is for Donald Mann. He served in the Air Force in Korea. He was at headquarters, 5th Air Force, and he was a courier. Every day he would get 15 to 20 mail bags of confidential information, and those would go out to the airfield to meet planes that came in and went out from Japan and other places. He also delivered to all of the Army bases in the area. And after he left active service, he served another 26 years in the active reserves in Milwaukee.
Nice pattern.
Do we hit somebody in the face? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I told you they didn't let me do this.
And Val Mann was also in the Air Force in World War II. He served 1944 to 1946. He was a gunner on a B-24. He served 6 months stationed out of Hetzel, England, and afterwards was at Lubbock, Texas, and was on the MP force.
They got stories to tell each other. Hello. Look here. Yeah. Hey, Dan, you gotta see the camera. See me. Hello. Everybody's bad. Yeah. Ooh, isn't that nice?
I'm sorry.
No, we were watching it. It was close, but.
There you go.
Okay, thank you so much.
She got it.
Hey, hi.
looking at his stuff. The next quilt is for Louis Chinook, and he was in the Navy in World War II. Started out at Great Lakes, where he did his initial training, then went to Memphis for ARM school, that's Aviation Radio Men. He was 3rd class. He went to Purcell, Oklahoma for gunnery school, Jacksonville, Florida for operational training, and that's where they actually got to fly with the pilots. From there, he went to Alameda, to Hawaii, to Japan, and finally to the USS Boxer CV-21. Lots of stars.
We'll get good at this.
Okay.
Yeah. We need to see all those stars.
Stars, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Top of this.
I'm good, there we go.
There, okay. Now. Thank you.
And the next is Donald Somerville. He served in the Air Force in Korea from 1951 to 1955. He did radio maintenance and was at Scott Air Force Base. Hopefully those are airplanes. Yes, airplanes. All right.
Thank you.
Barbara, are your people here?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Barbara Fuller was in the Air Force and post-Korea. She served 1955 to 1958. She worked in the base shops and rebuilt aircraft. She was in Montgomery, Alabama at Maxwell Air Force Base, and prior to that went to tech school in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Like that.
Got the stars on the top. There we go.
very much.
Thank all of you family members and friends and cohorts that came for the ceremony. And to you veterans, we want to say thank you for your sacrifice, for your service, and the valor you've shown in serving our nation. May it bring you comfort for your body and healing to your spirit when it needs it. And welcome home to all of you.
Was in the military.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Your first name is Kelly. Kelly.
We'll definitely be seeing you
Sounds good.
on Friday. That'll be the first place we're going to go for breakfast.
And because Veterans Day is 2 days away, I changed
Once
the
again,
song
that's so nice that you
last
bring
year.
egg stuff.
This one I thought was more appropriate for a Veterans Day thing. I never thought that this is where I'd settle down. I thought I'd die an old man back in my hometown. They gave me this plot of land, me and some other men, for a job well done. There's a big white house, it's on a hill just off the road. A man inside, he cried the day they brought me home. They folded up a flag, told my mom and dad, "We're proud of your son." And I'm proud to be on this peaceful piece of property. I'm on sacred ground and I'm in the best of company. I'm thankful for those, thankful for the things I've done. I can rest in peace, I'm one of the chosen ones. I made it to Arlington. I remember Daddy brought me here when I was 8. We searched all day to find out where my granddad lay. And when we finally found that cross, he said, "Son, this is what it cost to keep us free." Now here I am, 1,000 stones away from him. He recognized me on the first day I came in, and it gave me a chill when he clicked his heels and saluted me. And I'm proud to be on this peaceful piece of property. I'm on sacred ground and I'm in the best of company. I'm thankful for those, thankful for the things I've done. I can rest in peace, I'm one of the chosen ones. I made it to Arlington. And every time I hear 21 guns, I know they brought another hero home. the chosen one. We made it to Arlington. Yeah, dust to dust, don't cry for us. We made it to Arlington.
Listen, I want to thank you all for coming. It's been a good day, as it always is when we have one of these. And 11 of our veterans got what they deserve today. There will be another one in the spring as soon as I can work out details with Miss Sue over there. I know about it. We got some more people that have come up to me since this. And what I like to do, like I say, I want to thank you for coming. Those of you who want to take some pictures, I'm sure these gentlemen wouldn't mind. And Barb, I'm sorry, excuse me, we're not used to having ladies here. And so if you want to stick around, take a few pictures, you're welcome. We got coffee, we still got coffee, and we still got donuts. Donuts to everybody. And we also had this morning, thanks to Kelly from Grace's Restaurant, we had some eggs and bacon and everything else. And by the way, on Friday morning, if you're a veteran, Grace's is going to be open 7 to 11 for veterans, free breakfast. So take advantage of it, and thank you, Kelly. Thanks a lot, folks.